Hello everyone, welcome back to another first impression video. I'm Matt from the Sunday Plodcast and Sports Shoes, and if you haven't guessed it already, we're going to be looking at the Novablast 4. I'm a huge fan of the Novablast 3. I wore it almost every day last year. It was a daily trainer from the gods. And I'm going to be comparing the Novablast 4, see how that matches up as well, see what changes they've done. First impressions though, wanted for a cheeky 5K already, and it's packed full of even more energy. I didn't realize they could get much more energy into a Novablast. Without further ado, let's get into it and let's unpack all the details of the Novablast 4. So firstly, let's probably get into the most important thing, and that's kind of how it feels on feet, that energy return, what the spring in your step's like. For me, the Novablast has always been one of the firmer shoes on the market. It's a lot of shoes out there, daily trainers, which can be quite soft and mushy, and some people like that. I've always preferred a little bit more of an up-tempo shoe to do my daily miles in, and this is actually packing a lot more energy than even the Novablast 3. It's quite a firm shoe, but you know, after wearing it, even just for a couple of Ks, it softens up a little bit, and you do start to get that spring in your step, that bounce. It's got an FF Blast Plus Eco midsole, which very similar to the Novablast 3. That's an FF Blast Plus midsole, so it's just a little bit more eco-friendly on this one. But yeah, we'll dive into the upper now and move on to that. Over to the upper on this shoe. Very, very comfortable was the first impression, and you might be thinking why? And it's because it's a woven upper instead of a mesh. We saw a mesh in the Novablast 3, which is a little stiffer, a little more rigid, I suppose, whereas this really hugs your feet. It's a sock-like fit out there, and the ventilation's second to none. You know, the breathability with these holes at the top of the upper, just made for such a comfortable ride, no hot spots, feet weren't overheating or anything like that. And you know, already within a couple Ks, the upper just molds your foot. And on that kind of molding of the foot, the laces obviously pull real nice, real snug, but the reason for that is obviously this super comfortable tongue here. It's got a lot more padding in the tongue than it's ever had before. The tongue kind of is at one with the shoe, wraps around the top of your foot as well, and it just means you can get a really nice fit on the laces. And again, it's got loads of breathability on that tongue, so it doesn't overheat kind of on the middle of your foot as well. Okay, now moving on to that outsole. Of course, that is the only thing which is in touch with the ground. Straight away out the box, I noticed added grip, okay? It's a new AHA rubber on there, which is supposedly gonna help with the durability of the shoe a lot, and obviously the grip. Asics are going with a trampoline energized effect on that outsole. The rubber is a little bit thicker, and it's supposedly a low density rubber. The weight of the shoe, may I add, has actually gone up 10 grams for men, 15 grams for women, so 250 grams to 260 grams for the men. So maybe it's just added a little bit weight, but I think at a good cost, to be honest with you. I think you're not worried about 10 grams on a daily trainer. I think you can save the light shoes for race day. And I'd rather have more grip on my runs. You can't go wrong with a little bit more durability and a little bit more grip on the roads during those winter months as well. So I was a big fan of that kind of updated outsole, and it still just gives off the same energy return as well. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the Novablast range and maybe asking the question, where does it fit in your shoe rotation? It is very much a daily trainer, but I do believe more than ever, this shoe is slowly gravitating. It's becoming more universal. Yes, you can do the easy miles in it, but you could certainly do the steady runs, the progression runs, and you could probably get away with workouts in this shoe. Now it's getting that good of an all-round shoe that I really do think you can use it for everything, and it is, for me, gravitating towards that Super Blast range. Asics, you know, more than ever have really focused on lowering the carbon footprint of this shoe. It's 23% lower than the average carbon footprint of a shoe of a daily trainer on the market, and I think we've seen that with the FF Blast Plus Eco midsole as well. And you know, all round for me, first impression, just massive amounts of energy, super comfortable, and you just can't go wrong with a trainer like this. So then, just to summarize, from the Novablast 3 to the Novablast 4, they've just tweaked it in all the right areas for me. They've added more grip, they've made the shoe more comfortable with a better tongue and a woven upper, and they've just packed it with a little bit more energy. So going forward, if you were a fan of the Novablast 3 like I was, you really need to upgrade to this shoe in my opinion, because it's just better in all the right areas. If you're interested in a written review though, there's one in the comments, so check that out. And this shoe's gonna come on sale December the 1st, so add it to the Christmas list. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe. We wanna hear your reactions to this shoe.